You're speaking to me?
Yes, sir. You're the only commissioner on right now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. If I had known that, I would put my contacts in. I'm having a rough contact lens day, so I'm putting my glasses on today.
Well, I'll read the agenda. You just have to, call for the vote or what have you. You
Okay.
won't have you won't have to read anything.
Yeah, actually I can read better with the glasses than the
Oh,
contact.
okay. I got
Yeah.
you. I
I
got
can
you.
see better, drive better in my contacts, but I have to read better with it. They may be having some difficulty. My internet was out for a while. I just got it to click back on. I was gonna have to go to my phone right quick.
Oh, gotcha. I see Commissioner Maple just got
Okay.
on. So let's see. There's Commissioner Fuss. She's in. That's
Okay.
three. Um, I think that's enough for a quorum because we only have six commissioners.
We got four. We had two-thirds of them.
Yeah, so I think if we have three out of the six, that's half. So I think we're good. Let's see. I think Commissioner, oh, I don't see, let me try calling, send a text to,
Getting rain over here now.
yeah, it's raining over here, but I don't think we're gonna get what Florida's gonna get.
Well, that's later tonight, but we're gonna get that.
Yeah, let me see if I can find, Michelle Law Gordon.
Hang on me.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. And hopefully, okay, there's Mr. Whitfield. So we've got enough commissioners on. We're missing Jawan and Law Gordon, and she may pop in at any time. So if you would, Mr. Barber, chair this morning and call the meeting to order.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the rainy Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. I'm sorry.
Thursday.
Yeah, don't want to go backward. Dr. DeCosta, if you could put the agenda up so we can see what we have for
All
today.
right. Sharice, can you put the agenda on the, thank you. All right, here we go.
All right, sounds like a winner. Well, we got our welcome. We have, all right, who's going to do our opening prayer?
Um, Tim McCray, can you do that? Because I don't see, or let Commissioner Whitfield, can you do the opening prayer, please? You're muted.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Dear gracious God, we come now. We thank you for this opportunity to meet and handle your business. We ask you to guide us and lead us, to allow us to be professional and manable, and to keep your kingdom at heart and in our minds. We ask you to bless over this meeting and for the affairs of the state of South Carolina. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right,
Very good.
attendance. We have two commissioners, but Commissioner Ayers will be on later. And I don't see Law Gordon. So we have two commissioners out and four on the call this morning.
Okay. The agenda in front of you, there any changes to any changes or suggested changes to the agenda? If not, let's move for adoption of the agenda.
We need a motion.
Motion to
I would
adopt
like
the
to make a
agenda.
motion to approve the agenda.
Motion was made by Commissioner Fuss.
Commissioner
Do we have a
Phillips,
second?
yes.
I
Do we have a
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor for adoption of the agenda as presented, please indicate by aye.
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 Okay. Do we have any opposed? We have an agenda, Dr. DeCosta. And the next item on the agenda was approval of the minutes from the April 25th and July 15th meeting. Chair will also entertain a motion for adoption, approval of the minutes.
I would like to approve the minutes without any necessary corrections.
We have a motion to approve with any necessary corrections. There's second.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of adoption or approval of the minutes, please indicate by aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The minutes have been approved. Next item is Executive Director's Report. Dr. DeCosta.
All right. Welcome to our, I guess this would be the second meeting since in the fiscal year. The first meeting was the meeting you all went into executive session in July. And this is the first business meeting since for the fiscal year, state fiscal year. And we've got a lot to report today. First, we're going to start with some new folks that we have now added to the CMA family. You all know, and I think I sent you an email after the General Assembly approved it, that the commission is now the agency overseeing small business contracting and certification. With that program, it includes 3 FTEs. 2 of them came along with the program, and we're hiring a third. We have Johnny Birch, who is now the Director of Small Business, and Mark Plyler, who is the Administrative Assistant for Contracting and Certification. Johnny, if you'd like to greet the commissioners, and Mark, if you'd like to say hi to the commissioners, you can do so at this time.
Not at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't see Johnny or Mark. I just saw Mark a minute ago, but he's on his iPhone. Mark, you need to unmute.
Mhm.
All right, we'll come back to them when they
Okay.
figure it out. For
All
our
right.
budget proposal this year, Britton and I will go to the governor's budget folks on next Wednesday, the 2nd of October, to share our budget request. This year, we're requesting $317,979 for 4 new FTEs. And these FTEs will help us to build out our small business division and allow us to put some folks in the field. For the last several years, this program has been run by just Johnny for the entire state of South Carolina. In the last year, he added Mark to the equation. It's still not enough to do what we need to do as far as getting more minority business owners to do business with the state of South Carolina. So therefore, we're asking for some additional hands to go out into the field to help us to build up this business contracting certification division. We are also submitting a request, a proviso. With the small business contracting, we also inherited a carry forward of more than $470,000. That's not a good thing for an agency, because a carry forward, we're only supposed to carry forward a certain percentage of our budget every year. But because we inherited this program, we have to take the good with the bad. So we're putting in a proviso, we're asking the General Assembly to give us the $475,000 without penalty and allow us to hold that for funding to train and to provide technical assistance to our small minority businesses. So we're going to get that to them so that it won't look as if CMA has all this money left over at the end of the year, because that could cause us to have a reduction in our budget next year. So we're going in there asking for a proviso to allow us to, it'll be like an earmark, to earmark that for us to use in our small business division for training, technical assistance, and maybe even small grants to help struggling small businesses. That's the process. I think it will work. We've been very successful with the governance folks as well as with Ways and Means and Senate Finance. They've been very supportive of all of our requests over the years, and I'm hoping that the same is added this year.
Great.
So for the small minority business contracting and certification, I've done some assessment of that program, and there are some missing components that we're going to add, and they're going to be CMA add-ons. Sharice, can you put that chart up for me, please? This is how I envision us flowing in the small business division. We have about 700 people, businesses, I should say, who are certified in the state of South Carolina. Less than 5% of that number has ever received a contract. And in looking at that, one of the issues I'm finding is the lack of training, first of all. We can get folks certified, but they lack the training to go any further. So that means they're continuing to recertify, but never get contracts with the state of South Carolina. So therefore, I'm envisioning us creating a process. And this process will begin with basic business training, as you see in the first column, column 1. And that's going to be everything to make that small business strong. Everything from how to build your budget, technical assistance, how to create your business plan, and how to manage your business before we even get to the application for certification. Because with the certification process, a person has to be in business at least 1 year. Well, they could be in business for a year doing the wrong things. So therefore, it's going to be critical for us to help them before they apply for certification, to make sure that their tax documents are in place, to make sure that they have the adequate training, technology, web page, everything that they need to make them a healthy small business. That creates an opportunity for them to get the certification that they need. Now the problem is, I've met with several small business owners who are certified, but now they don't know what else to do because it stops there. And that's an issue for me. The commission, under our statute, we're supposed to be able to measure everything that we do. And in order for me to measure the success of the contracting program, we have to have some processes for the end results. So after a person is certified, we are going to be looking at training for staff in the procurement process, as well as training those businesses that are certified in the procurement and bidding processes. How to find contracts. What is the first step in finding a contract? Who do we reach out to? We have about 700 certified folks, and less than 5% have ever gotten a contract. That number, to me, is extremely low. We have got to find a way to get more people qualified to submit bidding packages. And that's going to be the third step in this small business process. Once they've received that training and they have applied for a contract, upon receiving that contract, now they need to know how to manage the contract. Contracts are very serious documents, very serious financial documents for the state as well as the federal government. Managing that contract will mean whether or not will be the difference between you getting anything further or they kicking you out of the program altogether. So therefore, there has to be an end result, an end training to the process, which allows us to receive information tracking the movement of these contracts and the reporting that needs to be submitted to the state to ensure that our small businesses are doing what they need to be doing to become strong. And it also gives them the opportunity to continue applying for state contracts and maybe even growing into learning more about the federal contracting process, the 8A program. There are a lot of different components out there to help small disadvantaged businesses, and many of them are just not aware that these things exist. So the commission is going to work with our partners. We have partners with Small Business Development Centers, SCORE, Women Business Centers, SBA. We have all the partners who can provide the training. We just need to now put together a program that will allow these small businesses to participate and receive the training that they need to be successful in their line of business. Any questions or comments?
Dr. DeCosta, quick question.
Yeah.
When these businesses complete the training, is there do many of them need to borrow money at that point in time?
Absolutely. And that's a part of the training will be with financial, it'll be everything. That will be the first step. How do you build your business? How do you fund your business? All those different things. Because with contracts, a lot of times you have to have money in the bank because you don't get the money the same time you're awarded the contract. They give you the contract, they say that you're awarded the contract, say $500, but you need to start the work tomorrow. So therefore you need to have money in the bank and they reimburse you or they pay you after the work is done. So therefore there has to be a section in there on financing, funding your business. So we are going to put all those different components into as a part of the training cycle.
Okay. I mentioned that because the Community Loan Fund has a program that we call LEAP, learning.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah. And we set up a loan program, a small dollar loan program for them after they complete the program. This program is only eligible to people that have been through that 10-week training program, that they could try to access that. So I was wondering if that might be a component of what you're proposing.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
we can talk more on how we can incorporate that into the training. And I think a lot of small businesses will be excited about hearing about what you're offering and participating in the 10-week LEAP program so that they can get the small startup. And one thing about small disadvantaged businesses, a lot of them expect to get certified and win large contracts, when in fact they may need to come in as a sub working under a big contractor in order to build up their credibility. And we're going to talk about all those different things, best practices, ethics, all those things we're going to compile into the first step of starting your business. So it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's necessary if we're going to help people the way that we're supposed to.
Great.
Anything else?
Yeah, if you need any help, I like to be a part of it to help out, because as you know, we we take on a lot of federal contracts and a lot of state contracts within the local county here in Charleston County. So we can help you out or help out the training or offer information and advice, help them navigate through the paperwork, the system, and so we're here as a resource to help you if you need it.
Absolutely. And when he says we, he's talking about his company, CCCS International Construction Company. Anyone else? Very good. All right. Another good thing that happened to the commission this year when I first came on in 2018, we are responsible for awarding recognition to state Indian tribes. And when I came on board, I asked the advisory commission for the advisory council for Native Americans, what are the benefits of becoming state recognized? They had none. They got a letter that says they are now state recognized. They go before us for this. We have a recognition committee. We vote on it. It has to be ratified by the commission. You all will ratify it. That's all they got. So this year, I asked the General Assembly to give us some funding so that they can apply through the commission for funding like federal tribes. Federal tribes get all kinds of funding and benefits on the federal level. So we're trying to create some kind of benefits level on the benefits program on the state level so that our Native American tribes will have these resources to tap into. The General Assembly approved $250,000 in recurring funds. These dollars will be earmarked only for Native American programs. So therefore, we are in the process of putting together the application so that it's an online application for them to apply. State recognized tribes will qualify for up to 20,000, and groups, which we no longer have, but where there are 4 that were grandfathered after the law changed, they will qualify for up to 15,000. And the General Assembly has made it recurring. So these dollars will be available every year for our tribal communities. They are very excited. I met with them this week. They are very excited because never in the history of the commission have they ever been given anything to help them with their programs. So we are excited about launching this grant program. We're looking for great things. Most of our tribal communities already work with the public schools to teach about their history. I'm not sure if any of you have ever been to a powwow. All of them have powwows every year. It's a way to preserve their culture. When you go to a powwow, you will see them in full regalia. They'll have the dance, they'll have the drums, all the things that make them unique in their particular culture. So therefore, we want to work towards helping them preserve that culture with hopes of eventually having a Native American museum in South Carolina. So those are some of the things that are going on right now. We're excited. CMA is growing. We're moving forward. And because of that, we are in a position now where we need to redo our strategic plan. And I think I mentioned it to commissioners a while back that this is a year that we are going to rewrite our strategic plan. We have contracted Global Core Strategies Consulting to help us with that. And I have Alexis Scipio on the line. She is the person spearheading, gathering the information to get us started. Alexis, will you please greet our commissioners?
I would love to. Thank you, Dr. DaCosta, for that introduction. You got that last name perfectly. Thank you, commissioners, for having me. Thank you for the support of Mr. Britton, who's been wonderful in just connecting me with all the right parties. So again, I'm Alexis Scipio. I'm representing Global Core Strategies. I'm based right here in South Carolina. I'm joining you from very rainy North Charleston, South Carolina. We feel so fortunate to be brought in at this moment. Just hearing that director's report and this exponential growth that's occurred over these last 6 years, I think we rarely pause to celebrate and give ourselves a round of applause, but
absolutely,
kudos, wonderful for that. And that gives the commission this perfect opportunity to make sure that all this hard work that you guys have put in is meeting that 3 to 5 year picture, right? So we are capturing voices from all the advisory councils to include the Board of Commissioners to make sure we have not only diversity diversity in terms of culture, but diversity of thought. So I will be sending out an email And I know everyone's calendars are very busy and committed, but if you could just take a moment to those that received the email to answer questions. They should take no longer than maybe 10 to 12 minutes just to give your innate response. We're doing this to make sure that we are directionally heading towards allowing you all to have the biggest impact, effectiveness, and visibility of the commission as you aim to support South Carolinians. So I will be sending an email out, and if you could respond to that, I'd greatly appreciate it. Congratulations on the hard work, and we can't wait to look at that strategic vision for your 3 to 5 year plan.
Very good. Thank you so much. So commissioners, look out for an email from Alexis to get some input. We're trying to do a lot of the background work before any in-person meetings. And I know that Alexis and her team, they will do a good job getting us started and well on our way. We're excited about this, and it's well overdue. So be on the lookout for it. Do I have any other feedback from commissioners? All
You got
right.
a quiet group today, Dr. DeCosta.
Say again?
You have a quiet group today.
That's good. That's because we're working hard. We're working hard so you don't have any questions.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's right. That's a great thing. Very good. All right. We are now going to have just a couple of short staff reports. First from Dr. Fenton. He's going to talk about just a little bit about our new publication, research publications that we will be releasing very soon. Dr. Fenton, are you on?
Yes, Dr. DeCosta. Good morning to the Board of Commissioners. Thank you very much for presenting me with a few minutes to talk about the research division and a few of our upcoming publications. First of all, probably the most immediate publication that you'll see is an infographic that we have kind of in the upcoming newsletter, Cultural Connections on Hispanic Heritage Month. This is, just some up-to-date data about different subgroups and nationalities that we have in South Carolina, and a few points on socioeconomic variables related to those. Also, in the next month, you'll see an updated research brief, or retooling how we do our research briefs to go a little bit more in detail on a range of the topics that we cover here. So they'll be a little longer, maybe 8 to 12 pages rather than 3 to 4 pages as they were in the past. They'll come out less frequently, but more in depth. And Max Petushko will be releasing that research brief next month. We'll have an in-house presentation of the data, and then we'll hopefully have the physical or digital copy released shortly thereafter. And his work is going to be primarily analyzing the socioeconomic characteristics associated with minority cost burden housing across the state of South Carolina. After that, and in the same month in October, we're going to release publicly our fiscal year 2023-24 state statistical profile. I think it's probably the most impressive looking publication that we worked on here at the agency. I'd really like to thank very much the public information team for ensuring that it looks really great. I think we're still trying to figure out when we're going to present it publicly. But as soon as we, I think, present publicly on a forum, information related to the statistical profile, we'll also release digital and physical copies. This new edition explores more in detail the effect of age on a variety of socioeconomic variables, which are really important for differentiating why there is some difference between white and minority socioeconomic disparities. It's not the entire reason, but it's one of the reasons. And it provides detailed county level fact sheets, as well as comparing South Carolina's minority socioeconomic development with neighboring states like North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee. And at least lastly, on the list of upcoming publications, we're also going to release our Asian American Pacific Islander statistical profile. I think we've been talking about a public release with a presentation in November. This time, timely work addresses a range of socioeconomic, cultural, and demographic data points related to the state's rapidly growing AAPI population. It also explores the top 6 AAPI subgroups, and those are Indian, Chinese, Filipino, Korean, Vietnamese, and Japanese. across an array of topics related to socioeconomic development, including employment, educational attainment, English language speaking ability, and things of that nature. The document presents as well the voices of around 18 respondents to a qualitative questionnaire that we circulated. And those responses primarily concern the experiences and impediments faced by members of the AAPI community in South Carolina. We intentionally tried to get people from different groups other than those 6 that we mentioned. I think we have Chinese, Malay, Hmong, amongst others. And we try to get people from various parts of the state and different social classes, just to kind of get an interesting picture about what it's like to be AAPI in the state of South Carolina. And as mentioned, we should have physical and digital copies available upon request after those are released. I think that's it for right now for the for the research team. We're also adding a new member next week. Hopefully she'll be here. She's coming from Arizona. I hope nothing as far as the storm impedes her arrival, but we're looking forward to increasing our output here in the research and research team, and obviously continuing to do the work of providing the agency and the state with timely information about socioeconomic development on the state's minority population. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Fenton. And before I forget, procurement has also approved our sole source application for a company that's going to come and design our second chance tracking system that we have been trying to get off of the ground for the last couple of years. This system will be in connection with the Department of Corrections. They're using the same company to build a system for those who are still incarcerated, tracking their progress while they're in prison. And our system will pick up once they are released from prison to determine whether or not our community service providers are doing what they're supposed to be doing, or to identify any loopholes that may hinder someone from getting the services or the help that they need once they leave prison. We are trying to find out how we can keep the recidivism rate low. Right now, they're saying the state's recidivism rate is very low. I guess somewhere between 10, 15% or so. However, they're not taking into consideration the overcrowding in county jails. Incarceration, whether it's local, state, or federal, is incarceration. So therefore, we have to look at the big picture and determine whether or not folks are not coming back to state prisons or federal, but whether or not they're locked up in a county jail, to determine why are they in the county jail, whether that process is working, why is it not working, and we can do that by tracking folks to see where they are once they leave the State Department of Corrections. All right, communications.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to leave my camera off only because I'm getting some low internet connection error on my side. So I don't want to mess up the stream here. But you should see on your screen the public information goals for this year. Our goals, of course, is to increase the community's awareness of the agency, as well as the services that we will be providing under the Small Business Division. And you heard about the changes that will be made under Small Business Division from Dr. DaCosta earlier. So we will do this through 2 new commercials, attend the community events with new promotional and marketing materials, and creating new video content for our social media. The first commercial will highlight the agency's mission, impact, and resources. This will be a continuation of our previous agency-wide commercials that were aired in 2019 and 2022. We will highlight staff and our community partners in the video, and we hope that we get some commissioners on board to participate in the filming of the commercials as well. Again, you heard from Dr. Costa earlier about the direction for the Small Business Division. So we're putting together content that will educate the public about the changes and how we can assist them under the new Small Business Division. The estimated project timeline is 3 months. And so we believe we can get this done and completed and released by January 2025. Right now, we are finalizing the proposal for the commercials, and that includes the script, locations, film dates, actors that will be participating in the commercials. We've already identified a vendor, and so we will share more information as we finalize these proposals so that you'll have a chance to join us on the filming days and participate in the process. We're also going to be updating, of course, our promotional materials to show the reflection in the changes of the Small Business Division, as well as the new direction for the agency in terms of like our mission and vision. And so you'll see more promotional materials, more marketing materials that we'll release soon. And so if you have any questions, please do let me know. Again, we will send out this information as soon as we finalize it in terms of the film dates and the locations to everyone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sharice. I see Johnny Birch is on. Johnny, you want to introduce yourself to the commissioners? And I thought Mark was on, but now Mark has disappeared.
I'm here. Mark's behind me, Dr.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. The commission. My name is Johnny Birch. I'm the director of the Small Minority Business Contract Certification Office. We're under the new umbrella, the CMA, and it's a pleasure to meet every one of you. And we look forward to working with you, accomplishing some really big things. And here's my program administrative coordinator, Mark Fowler.
I don't know where I'm at. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Fowler, and I joined Johnny last year after retiring from owning a business for 40 years in South Carolina. And I couldn't stay home, so I was lucky enough to join Johnny. And then we were lucky enough to join CMA. And this has just been a delight for me. And I'm having a great time. And I'm enjoying working with Johnny and everyone else in the office.
All right. Thank you so much, Johnny and Mark. Yes, they came into the family. I think they felt like lonely children over an admin. No one worried about them. No one cared what they were doing, cared about what they were doing. They came over here and they were welcomed with open arms. And I think that they are a great addition to the CMA family. Any public comments? Sharice?
No, ma'am.
All right. On December 6th, we will be having our one-day retreat/training. We're hoping to make that also our board meeting, the final board meeting of the calendar year, December 6th at Saluda Shoals. So if you would put that on your calendars for me, please. We will have a board meeting first, and then we'll all go into a training if you are available at that time. We're going to be talking about advocacy and collaboration. We're going to be focusing on that. Members of our advisory committees will also be present, and this we will end with our holiday lunch of some sort. So please mark that on your calendar. We will be sending you out more information, but I wanted you to have the date in front of you. Any other items we need to cover before we adjourn from anyone?
I think we got them. Everybody's quiet. Look like we got them.
All right. Mr. Chairman, if you want to get a motion to adjourn.
Yes, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. All business has been completed.
I second.
Okay, we go ahead. Go ahead, Kayla.
I second.
All right. So we had a motion, right?
No, we
I
need the
mean,
motion first.
We need the motion. Kayla, you do the motion.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
you
I
go.
motion to adjourn.
Got a motion, and
Sorry about
I'm here. You going to second for us? There you go. All right. We have a motion and a second. We are officially adjourned. Thanks, everyone, and stay dry and be
Thank
safe.
you all so much also. Have a
Thank you.
great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.